All right. So we haven't done too many NBA videos on this channel, but the All-Star break is upon us. In fact, as we're recording this, the All-Star game is currently going on. So we're about to start picking up some NBA talk around here and seeing how I'm the Nets fan. B's the Lakers fan. Yes. Yeah. Got the heavy breathing already. Yeah. Look, they're going to be fine. We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss that in another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about my Nets and my man, Blake Griffin, signing with the Nets. As of today, they made official today, right? That he signed. So, yeah, man, let's talk about the firepower of the Nets real quick. You want to chime
let's
in,
talk
maybe?
about that firepower, shooting 36% on the season, scoring 12 points a game. Let's talk about it.
Look, I had my box of tissues here somewhere. They disappeared. I was going to hand you a tissue. Hey, look, cry. All right, look, let's break it down real quick, though. So Blake Griffin was bought out of his contract, and he had to clear waivers today. It was reported since last week that he was expected to sign with the Nets. He was a favorite to sign with the Nets. So now it's official, and he's a Net, and there's going to be a lot of haters out there, okay? Haters want to hate. But, I mean, what does that mean for the Nets, really?
I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I thought Blake was smarter than that. That's all. What I'm saying. It's not hate. Like, do you, Blake? But I just thought you were a smarter, better person.
Okay. All right, so what does that mean for the Nets? All right, what kind of player are they getting, B?
I mean, they're getting a guy who used to be a great player, who's not really that anymore. I think at least part of that is he's been playing in Detroit for a while and probably hasn't cared too much.
Yeah.
But he's also going to have a reduced role in Brooklyn. They're saying they see him as a small ball center, and he's going to be coming off the bench. He's not going to be playing the 30 minutes a game he was playing in Detroit. And I mean, I think it's a great addition for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You take those formerly great players, and when they have down years, everybody's like, oh, they're washed, blah blah blah. But the reality is, he's not the same player that he was. I mean, he can't carry a team himself, but he's still a useful player in the right role, and that role is going to be in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, right? Yeah, you can look at it and say, yeah, you're not getting the same player, but like you said, that's not what we were bringing him for. Like, he's not carrying our team. Our team already has its 3 stars on it, and they're working well together. And if his role is to come off the bench and give some quality minutes, then that's perfect for him. That's absolutely perfect for him, and it's going to keep him fresh. And you and I talked about this before. You have these players that fans think are washed up, and yes, their best days may be behind them, but they're still very good players. But what ends up happening is they go to a bad team, they're making a lot of money, and the passion just isn't there. It's like, hey, I'm getting paid, so I might as well just show up. Just show up. So they do that, but when they go to a team where they have a chance to win a championship, especially if you haven't won one yet, they start playing inspired basketball all of a sudden, and you remember why they are who they are. So I think you're going to see that from Blake Griffin when he comes to Brooklyn, and he really gets up to speed.
Yeah, he's still averaging 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He's not shooting very well, but I don't think that'll be an issue in Brooklyn. They have plenty of scorers, and he'll have plenty of open shots in Brooklyn. I think he'll be fine. And this is what happens every time a super team is formed, right? Every time, a franchise, they collect a bunch of young talent, a bunch of assets, and, they trade them off to bring in a couple of stars, and everybody's like, oh, but now they don't have a bench. And then, veteran players flock to those teams.
Yes.
Because, again, they know what they're doing. They have that playoff experience. And, they're honestly just kind of looking for a ring, looking for an opportunity to win a championship. And as we've always said, it's a grown man's league. You're not winning a title with a bunch of kids on the team coming off the bench for you.
Right. Yeah, and you and I kind of do a little trash talking. That's because you're a Lakers fan, but I mean, there are parallels there. The Lakers pretty much did the same thing when they brought LeBron in, right? LeBron came in and he was like, "Yo, get rid of all those kids. I want veteran players on this team.
Hmm.
So give me some veterans, get me AD, and let's go win a title." And it worked.
Yeah.
So
They got rid of 3 out of the 4 young guys in LA. Kuzma proved himself worthy, I guess. But yeah, they did the same thing in Brooklyn. They had D'Angelo, they had Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, shipped them all out. Torian Prince, and they looked incredibly deep. Like they had what they were 14 deep at one point,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're not anywhere near that now. But the top end of the roster obviously is much much better.
yeah. So before KD and Kyrie came here, I was really happy with the direction they were trending in because
Mm,
they turned D'Angelo Russell's career around. You had Spencer Dinwiddie, you had Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, all young in the playoffs, right? They won that first game against Philly and then lost the next 4. But progress, right? You have a
yeah,
young team and you can see okay they're gonna get better. They can add more pieces, and then yeah they bring in KD and Kyrie, and D'Angelo has to get shipped out, and that hurt because I really like D'Angelo, and to see him grow into the role that he grew into, it's like you want to see if he can take it a step further.
yeah,
But this is big boy, this is big boy basketball, and Kyrie's just a better player. And even if he wasn't a better player, that's what KD wants, and KD is the prize.
yeah.
So you bring him in, and then that team that you're looking at last year without KD, and then eventually Kyrie was out of the roster too. They still made it to the playoffs. So you're thinking KD and Kyrie come back with this team, they're going to be uber deep. They're going to be
Yeah.
uber deep, and I already thought they're going to make it to the finals. Then you have an opportunity to bring in James Harden, and like, okay, we gotta we gotta trade off a bunch of these pieces to bring in Harden, but it's James Harden. So
Yeah.
yes, so yes, the beginning of the year, and I'm hearing it from my friends, and you hear it on on ESPN and all those outlets. Oh yeah, the bench isn't deep enough. They don't play defense, all that good stuff, right? They're going to work it out. They're going to bring in those pieces. And honestly, I don't think they're done, right? They bring in Blake Griffin. I mentioned Andre Drummond out there. I don't know if they'll get Andre Drummond, but it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. I mean, they're not done adding to this team. They're going to have everything that they need to run the table.
Yeah.
Now, do they get it done? We'll see.
Yeah, no, they won't. But they're building a great team, and once LeBron really kind of hits his decline, then Brooklyn can step in and try to salvage a
Look,
ring out of this roster. But you have to put it together, right? And this is the thing that there's a lot of people who get angry when they see teams like this formed, and they're not mad that it's a super team. They're mad that it's not their team. They're
yes.
mad that their GM isn't being that aggressive. They're mad, they're mad that they're sitting there for the last 8 years or whatever with just Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, and we don't have another star, and we know we can't get it done,
That's the
right?
thing right there. That's the thing. Teams like that where you have a star that you love and he can ball and they compete, sometimes they get out the first round and they win that game in the second round and then they just kind of fall apart after that. And you're just like, okay, what are you going to add to this team? And your team never does it.
And the answer was Ennis Cantor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a nice player. I like Ennis,
Yeah.
but where's that going to take you?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Right. And this,
Nowhere.
whenever super teams are put together, it's just it's the same talking point. Well, how are they going to fit? They all need a ball in their hands. It's not going to work. It's going to work. These guys know what to do. They've already discussed in today's NBA. Players have already discussed what their role is going to be when they form these teams together. They don't just get together and then try to figure it out. They've already discussed it. They already know what they want to do out there. When you hear the story about Kyrie saying, "Hey, look, you're the point guard. You got it." Man, that was discussed before Harden even came on the team. we're just hearing that report, but that was already discussed, and that's been Harden's role since he got here. They didn't just figure that out, but since Harden's gotten here, he's been the point guard.
Yeah. And I said this to you before. The whole hey, he needs the ball in his hands all the time. That's the NBA version of he doesn't go through his progressions. He's a one read QB. It means nothing.
Yeah,
It
no, it
means
doesn't.
nothing. It means I'm hating.
Yeah.
And I wish this player had come to my team. That's what it means.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I get it. I'd be hating too.